Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. Before I jump into the charts, I just want to encourage you to go to wickedstocks.com and take advantage of our 5-day free trial in which you'll see our 2 stock picks a week. Last week was Motorola, Dutch Brothers. We've got 2 other picks from the previous week that are still valid and pending. There'll be 2 more this week. You'll be able to see 5 or 6 stock picks by taking advantage of that 5-day free trial. And you'll see daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, our weekly Apple stock analysis, etc. You'll see it all for 5 days at no cost to you whatsoever. So please check us out at wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the NVIDIA charts. This is a weekly chart that goes back several years. The tell here is the fact that we're back below 111.09, 110.68, by the way, on the daily chart. Now, we closed below it a month ago. That set up 80.19 as a likely 3 to 5 week objective. And then a week later, we reversed on the tariff pause. And that put us back above the structure, but inside the 1% zone. It was questionable, but I couldn't help but go with the possibility of, say, a short cover rally into the upper 120s. Didn't happen, obviously. Last week, we actually held below the high of the low of 115.10, and we closed below 111.09, the rising 9-month channel bottom. And having done so, we are still anticipating 80.19 as a 3 to 5 week target. Now, on Monday, we continued south, obviously, overnight futures. We clearly opened below the 1 week channel bottom at 101.12. 101.12 is now our day resistance and our 3 to 5 day swing trade resistance. You can sell 101.12 in anticipation of a likely bearish continuation to 90.69 this week. Could be today. 90.69, nothing more than the August 24 low. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we broke this on an intraday basis. We did not close below it. I still think it's worthy of session containment. And on the way down, I have 94.31. That is the low settlement price that was put out about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago when we continued the sell-off. And so the way I see the day, selling 101.12, you may consider taking profits at 94.31 or partial profits at 94.31, breaking 94.31, 90.69 likely today. 90.69 likely over the next 1 to 3 days anyway, below 101.12. And holding below 110.68, don't forget that we're still expecting the low 80s. And so if we close today below 90.69, which is that August 24 low, with present volatility, we just might, by Friday's close, test our objective at 80.19, which is preceded by a 50% Fibonacci on the longer term October 22 low against that January high. So the low 80s, solid support, able to contain selling not only through the month of May back up to 111.09, but even, yes, through the rest of the year as we could then round back up to the 150s highs within possibly 3 to 5 months, or I would say by the end of the year anyway. Now, if we did close below, and I don't chart it out fully here, I'm kind of combing through the charts right now. I'm going to leave with this chart and not leave the video, but I'm going to leave this concept, continue with where do we go if we close below 80.19. And within a few weeks, 65.18 is likely. But I do see the likelihood for continued price erosion. I don't have an exact number spotted just yet. I mean, I do. I know roughly where it is. I just don't have it here on the newsletter. There's only so much room on this newsletter. By the way, you know, don't you, that you can download this newsletter for free every single day. I think if you look around underneath the video on YouTube, you'll see a link for it. And you'll be able to, you can get this every day and have this printed off, have it at your disposal. So let's talk upside. 101.12 is your obvious resistance for the day. And, if we push through 101.12, and I think that that's a long shot today, just left on its own without any news, this market is still heavy. Selling pressures can continue to build, and 101.12 represents a ceiling of resistance really through the rest of the week, below which 90.69 is likely over the next few days. But if we close above 101.12, I actually think we have a good low for the week, and we could then see 110.68 by the end of the week over the following 3 to 5 days. On the way up, I have 107.44 as an intraday resistance level that's not worth going into, but in terms of the 3 to 5 day pivot point, in terms of the 3 to 5 day swing trade, you're short below 101.12, expecting 90.69 as a profit taking level. If we close below 90.69, you have another 3 to 5 day swing trade down to 80.19, which is our 3 to 5 week objective anyway, as I've already said, below 110.68. Closing above 101.12, I see no good reason to stay short Nvidia into later week. I do think we can rally back to 110.68 by Friday's close, where profits can be taken on a long position above 101.12, and you could even reverse and play the short side yet again at 111.09 on the weekly chart, below which 80.19 likely over the next 3 to 5 weeks. Now, if we do close above 111.09, that will keep 127.50 in reach, this descending two-thirds speed line, within 1 to 3 weeks. But I've already mentioned how there's all these other little levels, especially 115.10. We also have 117.05. Where are you, 117.05? Actually, it's right here, a descending 3-month channel top. So yeah, this area actually all comes together later in the week, and I'll just give you the heads up right now that I do think that when that happens, this 115.10 to 117.05 will become our 3-star resistance and up pivot into the upper 120. So it will be selling 110.68, anticipating the low 80s, as I've already said. And if you're going to buy the market on more than just a 3 to 5 day basis, it would then be above 117.05. But we're just not there yet. We got to give it a few more days. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. I'll leave you with this chart, the most relevant for the day. And I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Wednesday's NVIDIA report. You have a great day.